Rain struck the pavement in sharp, restless waves as she pushed the gate open and stepped into the night with nothing but a small bag pressed against her chest. The metal door slammed behind her, final and unforgiving, yet she did not turn around. One glance back and the fragile strength holding her together might shatter, and she had already shattered enough. Her husband's voice still rang in her ears, cold and careless. "Don't come back until you learn how to be a real wife." A real wife. After years of silence, patience, and quiet sacrifice, that was the sentence used to erase her. She walked without direction, rain soaking through her clothes, her hair clinging to her face, tears blending with the storm until even she could not tell where the sorrow ended and the weather began. Inside the brightly lit house behind her, life continued loudly, as if she had never existed. Outside, the world stretched wide and empty, offering nothing but darkness and the sound of her unsteady breathing. Her phone vibrated once in her trembling hand. Hope rose before she could stop it. Maybe regret had come. Maybe he was calling her back. Maybe. The screen showed only a bank alert, insufficient balance. A weak, broken laugh escaped her lips. Even the smallest safety net was gone. She kept moving until the streetlights thinned and the road grew quiet. At the edge of an almost forgotten corner stood an old bus stop with a cracked wooden bench. She lowered herself onto it slowly, as though her body no longer trusted the ground to hold her weight. For the first time since leaving, she allowed herself to breathe. Memories rushed in without mercy. Her wedding day, the gentle promises, the way his hands once held hers like something precious. She searched those memories desperately, trying to find the exact moment love had turned into endurance, when partnership had become loneliness. Her chest tightened, and she covered her mouth to stop the sob from escaping. Cars passed without slowing. No one asked questions. The world remained indifferent to quiet heartbreak. Minutes blurred into something shapeless. Time no longer felt real. Wind swept across the empty road, lifting the edges of her wet clothes. She closed her eyes, and an older memory surfaced, one buried beneath years of survival. A dim hospital hallway, a frightened child crying alone, a desperate night when she chose to help a stranger even though she had nothing herself. She had stayed until morning, given more than she could afford, and disappeared before anyone could thank her. "Some kindnesses vanish into the dark," she whispered. A deep sound rolled across the sky. At first she thought it was thunder, but it did not fade. It grew louder, closer, purposeful. She opened her eyes slowly. Headlights appeared in the distance, several vehicles moving together with unusual precision. They stopped nearby, doors opening in calm sequence. Men in dark suits stepped out, scanning the quiet street with focused urgency. Fear flickered inside her, but there was nowhere to run. One man approached gently and stopped a respectful distance away. "Are you Miss Amina?" he asked softly. Her breath caught. No one here should know her name. "Why?" she managed. Relief crossed his face. "We've been searching for you." Confusion tightened her voice. There must be a mistake. He handed her a sealed envelope, worn with age yet carefully protected. This was left with one instruction: find her, no matter how long it takes. Her fingers trembled as she opened it. Inside lay a photograph. The moment she saw it, the night fell silent. A hospital bed, a weak little girl, and beside her herself. Memory crashed over her. The long night, the quiet decision to help, leaving before dawn, believing it meant nothing. "The girl," she whispered. "She lived," the man said gently. "Because of you." Tears blurred everything. Her father searched for years, he continued. Not to repay a debt, but to keep a promise. If he ever found the woman who saved his daughter, he would make sure the world never treated her as worthless again. Worthless. The word pierced straight through the pain she carried from the house she had just left. She sank back onto the bench, overwhelmed. "Why now?" "Because tonight," he said quietly, "we finally found you." Wind rushed again, stronger. She looked toward the open field beyond the road, and her heart stopped. Lights descended from the sky. Not lightning. A jet. Her pulse roared in her ears as the aircraft lowered in the distance. Impossible and real at the same time. "What is happening?" she whispered. "Someone important has waited a long time to thank you," the man replied. Rain softened around them, as if the storm itself were listening. She stared at the glowing aircraft, then back toward the dark road leading to the life she had left behind. If I go, she asked, what happens? You meet a father who never forgot your kindness. Nothing will be forced on you. The choice will always be yours. Choice. A word she barely remembered feeling. She held the photograph against her heart, breathing slowly through the fear and disbelief. I'll go, she said at last, voice fragile but certain. As she stepped toward the waiting car, something inside her shifted, not healed, not whole, but moving forward. And if this moment is touching your heart, take a second to like the video and share in the comments where you're watching from. Stories like hers remind us that even the quietest kindness can return when we least expect it. The car door closed softly behind her, and the convoy began to move toward the jet glowing beneath the fading storm. Inside the aircraft, warmth replaced the cold night air. Soft light, calm voices, gentle respect, no judgment, no blame. She sat carefully, afraid peace might disappear if she moved too quickly. A screen flickered on. A man appeared, older, composed, eyes carrying years of searching. So, I finally found you, he said. I didn't know anyone was looking, she whispered. I never stopped. Emotion filled the silence between them. My daughter is alive because of you, he continued. Every dream she has exists because you stayed that night. I only did what anyone would do. No, he said softly. You did what a good heart does. Tears slipped down her cheeks. I wasn't treated like someone good not tonight. I know, he replied gently. And I'm sorry for the pain you carried alone. The apology broke something open inside her, something tight with years of being unseen. I thought my life was over, she admitted. Sometimes what feels like an ending is protection from the wrong future. The engines roared as the plane prepared for takeoff. She looked out the window at the shrinking lights of the city she was leaving behind. If I come with you, what do you expect from me? Nothing, he answered. From now on, your life will be your choice. The jet lifted into the dark sky, rising above the storm. As the ground disappeared, she felt the weight of humiliation and sorrow loosen slightly inside her chest. I really left, she whispered. Not just the house, not just the marriage, but the version of herself that believed she deserved to be broken. High above the clouds, silence wrapped around the aircraft like a promise. For the first time in years, her future was unwritten. Days later, news of her disappearance reached the family she had left behind. Panic replaced pride. Apologies followed insults. When they finally discovered where she was, regret arrived too late. They asked to see her. She agreed. Calm now, steady in a way she had never been before. Her former husband's voice trembled with guilt. Please come home. We can fix this. She looked at him quietly, without anger. I didn't leave because I was weak, she said. I left because I finally respected myself. Silence answered her. Not cruel silence, just truth settling where excuses used to live. She walked away one last time, not into darkness, but into open sky. Weeks passed. Healing came slowly, gently, like sunrise after endless night. She met the little girl she had saved, now laughing, alive, full of dreams. Gratitude filled rooms where sorrow once lived. The billionaire offered support, opportunity, freedom, but never control. Respect came first. Choice remained hers. And one quiet morning, standing beside a wide window overlooking a new horizon, she understood something simple and powerful. Losing everything had not destroyed her. It had revealed her strength. If this ending moved you, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share your thoughts below. Your support helps more stories of hope reach hearts that truly need them. She looked toward the rising sun, light warming her face, and breathed in a future that finally belonged to her. The night she thought her life had ended was only the moment it began.